Hey everybody, today we are reviewing some of your websites that you submitted to us when we posted on YouTube asking for sites to be reviewed. And at the end of this video, we want to kind of get into a discussion of something that we're noticing kind of industry-wide that it's really important to know for those of you who have a website or starting one moving into 2020. But these are some of our most valuable videos because you can see the missteps that people are making, what they're doing right and wrong. We're seeing some sites here that have traffic and are plateaued, others that are struggling to get started, and so we're going to kind of run the gamut. So what's our first site, Freddie?
Yeah, so our first site, rebootmygarage.com. I did kind of a little analysis on this website. So there are about 65 total posts.
Okay.
18% of them are ranking number 1. And 41% of them are ranking between number 1 and number 5, while 50% of them aren't ranking on the first 2 pages. So I just wanted to take a look at this website, have you guys kind of pick your brains a little bit to see exactly why this is happening, what this breakdown means.
So it's plateaued, but it is getting 12,000 page views a month, so that's good.
That is good. So, I would say that the first thing that stands out to me is that you're kind of hit or miss on the search analysis. There are some topics on this website, some of your headlines, where clearly I can see why they rank well. There's a specific search that somebody would actually type into Google, and you've created a good resource for those. And not surprisingly, those are the ones that are ranking number 1 or at least number 1 through 5. Mm-hmm. On the other end of the spectrum, you have numerous posts that are either specific product reviews, which I do want to talk about a little bit, or there's something like 57 of the coolest garage art ideas. Like, there's not really a Google search. Maybe I'm just Googling like garage art ideas, but I'm probably just going to do a Google image search, maybe look on Pinterest. And so it's a little bit hard to rank for that.
Yeah, but let's say you did. Let's say you did want to get that ranking, and there could be search volume here. You never know,
there could
right?
Be, yeah.
So when I think of like, what is the ultimate resource going to be if I'm just searching for like garage art, right? Well, I want to see a lot of really big, pretty pictures. I want to hear find out where those products are so I can buy them. I'm not looking at it just to enjoy garages. I want to be able to do it in my garage. And so I want to know what those products are. And I'd like some tips on how to make my garage look nice, where to place that art, how much do I need, etc. And when I go to this post, it's really just Google Images. It's just 57 random pieces of totally different genres of garage art. Frankly, I'm a little bit let down by the content in that specific post. And hit or miss was a good way to describe this website. You can see why he got to 12,000 page views a month, or she, because they do some things really well. And that's a big hill that you've already climbed to get there. But we got to clean things up and get a more consistent hit rate if we're going to drive that traffic forward. Now, why is the traffic plateaued? He hasn't written a new article since March. Right. Nothing else is hitting. And so we only have what's out there and how it's performing, and we can't really expect it to climb. It's had enough time to rank or not rank on Google. You mentioned hit or miss search analysis, and an example of this is unboxing the VacMaster VWM 510 vacuum cleaner. So first question is there enough search volume on this specific vacuum cleaner that I have never heard of, right? So that's a question. But then the bigger question is, what about that? If I'm going to search that vacuum cleaner, I'm undoubtedly wanting a review. Like, the review is going to be the big thing about it, right? That's not what this is. This is an unboxing. And so the chances of ranking for it are low. I don't know about the search volume, and I doubt people are searching for an unboxing of that vacuum cleaner, and so it's one of the misses.
And if I'm looking for a specific product like this and a review of that, keep in mind that you're probably competing with many, many, many sites that are all about vacuums. You're competing with other sites that are about other things, but also review vacuums. And you're competing with the product listing itself for this particular vacuum on Amazon,
where they may have 1,000 reviews.
Right. And so in that review, now here, because it's an unboxing, I know you at least have this vacuum, or at least I'm led to believe that. So that's good. But on the other hand, the mentality of an unboxing, I'm thinking, oh, you're unboxing it, you haven't even tried it yet. You're going to plug it in. Like, I want to know somebody that's used it for 3 months, how's it working? I'm going to get that on Amazon. I'm not going to get that from you. So when it comes to specific product reviews, there's a couple good rules of thumb. I would say the first one is look at how websites like the Wirecutter do product reviews. They're usually not reviewing the VacMaster VWM510. They're reviewing the 5 best shop vacs for do-it-yourselfers, right? That's what they're doing. And then they're buying those 5 and they're testing them out. And they have a whole bunch of like stats that they're looking for when they compare them. The other one is to look at like, how popular is this product? If it's very popular, it might merit its own review. So if I go on Amazon and I see that like there really are 1,000 reviews of this vacuum, it tells me that it's bought regularly.
And people may be searching for a long form
right
review of it. If it costs a few $100, it may get volume.
It's probably going to do better though as a video than it would as a blog post, because for a couple of reasons. One, YouTube's just less competitive in this arena, but 2, like if I can see it working and see that you have it in front of you, man, that's just such like a better experience. It's more believable.
Just notice yourself this next week, how many of your searches for things you start on YouTube. You don't even go to Google to find out about it. You've started it on Google. Right now, we have a secret YouTube channel that we aren't announcing publicly because we don't want 80,000 of you going to this new channel and making it artificially look like it's doing better than it is. It's just kind of our personal thing. If we're going to teach people how to succeed in creating an online business, we feel it's important that we start from scratch over and over and over again every single year, showing and learning what are the best ways. And on that channel, we're actually doing a lot of product reviews because we found in that space that we're in, it was a weak spot. There wasn't a lot of actual product reviews, and we knew they were getting search volume, and it is working. That channel is 2 months old, and again, with no linking to it and stuff, only Project 24 members know even where it is. 2 months old, that we're getting like 900 views a day on that channel. Can you imagine a blog getting to 900 views a day in under 2 months?
That's crazy.
And the product reviews can do well. They've just got to be really good and intentional of making sure it's one people are searching. Last thing I'd mention on Reboot My Garage, the design here is kind of weak, which I feel design doesn't come to me naturally either. And so we're going to gift you a lifetime license to our theme Acabado that you can get at incomeschool.com/Acabado. Your site is going to be way faster. It's going to have a clean design. I think you're going to be really happy with it. So we'll gift it to you for allowing yourself to be reviewed on our channel.
Awesome. So let's move on to a few other sites. We won't go as in-depth into these, but there are some specific questions that we definitely need to answer with these. So first go to Hipporenacom.
Okay.
This is a health and fitness website, which we see a lot because this is a topic that a lot of people are searching for and that a lot of webmasters want to tackle. But the concern with the person who owns this website is, should they keep going in this niche because it's so competitive?
I think the fact that it's very competitive and the fact that it's just about health and wellness, which is YMYL, where Google wants to see that you have expertise, that you have authoritativeness, and that you have trustworthiness in this space. Like, you're competing with not only like big websites, but websites that have established that authority with time. I won't say it won't be done. It can't be done.
I just barely got off the phone. I mean, right before this video with a couple who are getting 1 million page views a month in this kind of space. And they're killing it, right?
Yep.
Can it be done? Is this a big space that a lot of people are interested in? Yeah. It's just so competitive though.
And that's where, like, if you were my close personal friend or a family member, I would probably steer you in a different direction. Not because it can't be done, but because it's just going to be so difficult. You're going to be fighting like this major uphill battle. Some people will win that battle. And I do think you're doing a fantastic job of this website. But could you do just as fantastic of a job on another website?
I think if you put this level of effort into something else, I think you could more reliably see that success.
So there you go.
All right, now let's go to franklyfaucets.com. So this is a guy that has a little bit of experience in the plumbing industry. and he wants to sell faucets with an affiliate program using this website. So can this be done? Is this too specific of a niche? And another problem is he's in an apartment and can't really test the faucets to sell. So tell me, are these insurmountable odds that he's facing with franklyfaucets.com?
Well, I think he's done a really good job of broadening out from just like faucet review, faucet review, faucet review. Yeah. You know, he's talking about some just general plumbing thing, garbage disposal, etc. Some of it is how-to kind of content, how to fix a specific problem. Some of it is, you know, kind of the more the review kind of thing. So I like seeing that for sure. The question here, though, of, you know, he lives in an apartment and I can't review the faucets, but I'd like to. That's one thing where you really have two choices. You either say, hey, why am I fighting this battle? Because other people live in a house, or maybe they own a faucet store and it's easy for them to review faucets, right? And so a perfectly reasonable choice is, this isn't a battle for me to fight. The other end, you should pick a different niche or different types of articles in here like you're already doing, and that's fine. You just skip that category of post. Option 2 is you say, I will not be defeated. I am not going to let my situation slow me down. And you go to Home Depot and you buy some 2x4s and you make yourself a little sink to put in your living room of your apartment. And you can replace the faucet in it, and there's a bucket underneath and a hose going into it that you just pour water into, and you can test the dang faucet, right? It's just your choice. Do you want to admit defeat and go on to different other kinds of articles? Or do you want to go with the uphill battle and doing that? Either way is totally fine. I don't think you have to have faucet reviews, though, to make this site work.
And I think that's an important point. Like, let's go look at the content that's doing really well and figure out how to monetize that content rather than trying to create content that's monetized and get a bunch of people to it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Write good articles that are doing really well, that will do really well, obviously. Go see which ones are actually working, and then either find a way to monetize that post or use that post to send people to a highly related other post that is well monetized.
Now let's talk about profitversuswage.com. This is clearly in the YMYL space. They're almost a year old, but getting little to no traffic, and we basically just want to know why. What is it about these articles that people aren't coming to? Why isn't Google ranking them?
So first of all, YMYL is Your Money, Your Life. It's a category of websites that has sensitive information that needs to be right. And so Google is careful about what authors it gives those rankings to. If you're new to EAT, go check out our webinar where we have kind of walked through the process. If you're a Project 24 member, we have a whole course that's just 25 steps of bang, 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 do this, do this, do this, and you're set. You'll dominate YMYL. Or you'll dominate EAT on your website, excuse me. So as we look at this website today, it probably is going to struggle for a long time because they're very sensitive about financial topics. Like this article is how to make your first $1 million, 7 easy steps. So Google is going to be careful about something like this where people could be spending money to try to do this. They're setting up their career to accomplish this goal. They want to make sure the author is very dialed in and is a reliable source of information. Yet when I scroll to the bottom of this post, the only information about the author I'm getting is written by Brock at age 17. And so for this type of post, this is exactly, Google has you in their crosshairs right now if this is the kind of content you're producing where you are not an authority, you're not showing you're the authority, and you're writing about a very sensitive topic. So Brock, maybe you're killing it. Maybe you're a 17-year-old millionaire. In that case, the work is just to show Google that. If you're not, then we need to kind of change the type of article that we'll be producing on this website. And I want to help you do that. You sound like a really ambitious kid. And so I'm going to gift you, we're going to gift you a membership to Project 24, our course where we walk you step by step through this to make sure you're building this right, because I just think that's dang cool. A 17-year-old kid is working on this. Absolutely. Instead of just playing video games.
Okay, for our last site, we want to do nevertherightword.com. This is kind of an unconventional site that we're excited to talk about. The premise is basically there are these letters and scripts in each post to address a certain type of conversation or interaction that you want to have with a family member or other person. And so what she's really looking for here is returning users, right? This isn't much as of something like someone types in a question into Google and you're answering it and hoping to get as much organic search as possible. This is a really well-designed, well-thought-out site that we're hoping to get people back to in the long term. So the big question is just, can this site do well? Can it succeed?
That's hard.
It's tough. Well, and the reason it's tough is because, a couple of things. One is it's different from what we typically do. And so I can't say that I have 100% confidence that it's going to fail or succeed.
Yeah.
I do think that the people that are working on this site are doing a phenomenal job of just a lot of things. The website
really
is
nice design.
Beautiful.
It's
The
pretty.
content is well done. There's a lot of really good things about this website. I like this in terms of like they're trying to build a community. They have a link up here in the menu to request a topic. What I want you to tell me what to say in this situation, and they let me like communicate that to them so they can write a blog
I bet
post.
they get some of the funniest emails.
They do. But it's not like obvious, and I think the main reason why, to me especially, is that like they have a formula for an article, one formula, and they're building a whole website off of
Yeah, it's like if you were to make a pets website with no experience of what kind of article is going to do well there, and you just said, I'm going to stake my flag in how often to feed your chihuahua, parrot, whatever. You just decide on that one article, and you make a whole website called howoftentofeed.com. And will that site succeed? I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be a big winner. It could not be. That's why when we're creating websites, we usually want to really hit on several different, some response, some staples, some pillar. We're doing our search analysis with our brand plan in Project 24 to help you hit on different aspects of the niche to see what the winners are, and then you can double down on it. So will this site fail? I don't think so. I actually think it's going to do really well because it's just a really well done, great content. Will it do well on SEO? I don't know. And the only way to know is to find out. And so it is kind of a marbles in one basket situation. Marbles in one basket?
Eggs.
Eggs in one.
That's why I'm here, folks.
I wasn't sure where you were going.
It didn't sound right, but I didn't.
If you're into marbles, then
all
you don't
your
want...
marbles are in the same bucket. Shoot all the marbles. There's something there. I don't know what it is.
I don't think so.
Roll the marbles. Anyway, so that's what I say. But real talk for a minute here. This is what we talked about in the intro here. Is we're seeing way too many website owners commoditizing themselves. So, for example, you become whatever it is, like fancy pens, Mont Blanc and stuff, and you be the fancy pen review guy, right? And as an affiliate site, can that work? Sure, absolutely it can. You can do that. You can be this very niche thing that everybody comes, they're not going to be your fan, they're not going to stop you when they see you in the mall and say, oh my gosh, I love your pen reviews. But you could make money on it, and you could get traffic on it, and you can be a successful business there. But you're pigeonholing yourself so much that you have so little option to uncommoditize yourself. Somebody comes, they read your pen review, and they're out of here probably forevermore, right? And so does it work as a business? Yep. Has it worked as a business? Will it? Yep. But if it succeeds and you say, man, I wish I could be writing a book right now. I wish I could be making an online course right now. I wish I could be diversifying into these different areas, not just pens now, but office products now. But I'm the fancy pen review guy, right? And so it's fine if you want to set up your business to be purely transactional, purely passive when you're starting. Totally fine. We do it a lot. People succeed with it. On the other side of that wall, we have a map with hundreds of pins of Project 24 members who have started brand new sites and have made money with them, right? But if you decided to pigeonhole yourself, you're ignoring huge potential for future revenue where you could become an influencer, you could have all those things. So it's a simple change. What I'm begging you to do is when you set up your brand in the very beginning, just make sure you set up a name and some space for yourself that you could grow into should you want to at a later date.
And that's the point. Leave the option open for yourself. Today you might feel like, nope, I just want to build this as a side thing that becomes almost entirely passive and just gives me a little, supplemental paycheck for many years to come, right? But the thing is that along the way, you may reach a point where you decide, you know what? I have come to really care about this industry and the people in it, and I want to be able to be an influencer.
Or you care about the income you're getting from it.
That as well.
You're getting $10,000 a month now, and you're like, diversify, do whatever we can. We gotta make sure this sticks around.
And so, at that point, what you want to do is you're like, well, maybe I do. Maybe I am willing to create a YouTube channel. Maybe I do what these guys should be doing on Never the Right Word. Maybe I should get an Instagram and have YouTube videos and IGTV videos going out and get all over Pinterest and just get to know people and get people to know me so that now I can really influence a lot of people. But now I can sell them a book. I can sell them a course. I can guide them way further down the path than I could if all I do is give them one blog post that they're going to read and use to help make one decision.
So the reason we're talking about this with Never the Right Word is they have uncommoditized themselves.
Completely.
They're set up to speak at conferences and write books and do all that. They're not set up for the super passive transactional thing. And so I'm glad to see someone who is doing that, even from the start, just setting themselves up that they could become that. So we have a podcast that we do every single week for our Project 24 members. Project 24 is our course for people who have a goal of in 24 months replacing their current income with money from passive income websites. And one of the things that you may be missing if you're our YouTube subscriber but not a Project 24 member is that podcast that we're producing every single week. I'm having a hard time, you guys. I'm having a hard time. Let's just end this video. Have a good week, guys.